In the United Kingdom, the royal guards are emblems of tradition and discipline, having served for generations. Even so, they sometimes run into Karen, a name that is frequently used to describe people, especially women, who are perceived as entitled, demanding, and disrespectful, particularly in public places. They are known for pushing limits, breaking the law, and causing unnecessary trouble. They normally do not fare well when they bring this mentality to the royal guards. In these memorable moments, Karens had to deal with the consequences of meddling with these firm authorities. A photo op gone wrong. In one of the most viral moments, a Karen chose to block a royal guard's route by posing immediately in front of him while she was trying to take a selfie. The soldier moved closer without flinching and yelled, "Make way," which frightened her and made her stagger back. When she discovered that these guards do not put up with interruptions or distractions, her playful demeanor changed to one of humiliation. Onlookers who had initially been amused by her antics quickly turned their attention to the soldier's unwavering professionalism. Some began recording the scene, while others openly criticized her behavior. "What did she expect? They're not here for entertainment," one bystander muttered. The Karen's embarrassment was evident as she glanced around, realizing the attention she had drawn wasn't the admiration she had sought, but instead disapproval and judgment. The royal guard, unbothered by the commotion, continued his march with the same stoic precision he began with, exemplifying the discipline for which they are renowned. As he moved past her, the Karen awkwardly tried to regain composure, muttering something about just wanting a picture. Her attempt to save face only garnered more side eyes from the crowd, some of whom shook their heads and whispered about respect and boundaries. This moment became a stark reminder of the seriousness of the royal guard's duties, even as it provided the internet with a viral lesson on why tradition and respect are not to be trifled with. Another Karen attempted to pet one of the guard's horses despite numerous warnings to keep a safe distance from them. The guard yelled, "Stand back!" as her hand extended, frightening her into hastily pulling away. As a reminder of the sacred tone of these historical sites, the audience watched her awkwardly leave. On another occasion, a Karen came uncomfortably near to a guard for a picture. She had to quickly get away as he took a deliberate step forward without missing a beat. The guard reacted in silence but authoritatively, and she looked around, obviously surprised by what she had done. It was a subtly effective lesson on honoring their responsibilities. On a crowded day outside the palace, a woman laughed and pointed to the guard's clothing with enjoyment. The guard gave her a single harsh look and a sharp foot stamp in response, so her laughter was short-lived. The giggling soon subsided as the spectators realized the unwritten rule: these guards are to be respected. Ignoring the rules in search of fun, and Karen attempted to touch a guard's horse during a procession, disregarding the signs and the customs surrounding the guards. She was shocked and ashamed when she heard a loud "Stand back" in response to her touch. What she believed would be a fun experience became an unexpected lesson in respect because of her disobedience of the guideline. In another scene, a woman attempted to get a response by giving chaotic salutes directly in front of a guard, even putting herself in his way to catch his eye. She made multiple unsuccessful efforts before confidently reaching up as though to touch his uniform. In keeping with his character, the guard gave her a hard order to move back in a voice so strong that she instantly backed away. The audience became aware of the guard's limit of patience by his swift and forceful reaction.
That's when the police steps in and arrests this guy.
A tourist chose to reach out and take a royal guard's arm in an attempt to draw him in for a selfie in one popular video. Without hesitation, the guard withdrew, standing erect and yelling at her to back off. The crowd's astonished response made clear how severe it is to invade a guard's personal space. This incident demonstrates how some visitors misinterpret the guards as amusing characters rather than devoted palace guard.
Here's a classic. Someone left their child unattended and the guard wasn't having it, so he gave...
In a related incident, a woman shamelessly patted a mounted guard's shoulder while he was on duty. Startled by the breach in etiquette, he turned at once and told her to back off, telling her and everyone else nearby to respect their space and position. These kinds of incidents serve to show that guards are always on guard and ready to react when called upon, even while they are silent. It's amazing how frequently tourists who are looking to get a response would verbally taunt others. In one particularly shocking video, a woman approached a guard and tried to make him laugh while shouting in his face. To her amazement, as her taunting became louder, the guard eventually gave her a resounding order to retreat. How seriously the guards take upholding their decorum is demonstrated by the incident. In another scene, a Karen shouted orders at a guard over and over again, as though she could direct his movements. Apparently oblivious to the inappropriateness of her actions, she became louder after a series of unanswered words. The guard finally answered with a loud warning, demonstrating his authority and patience. In an attempt to get a close-up video, a woman tried to move into the guard's path during the annual Changing of the Guard ceremony. Having disregarded the printed restrictions and warnings, she miscalculated and was nearly pushed aside as the soldiers marched forward unhindered. Multiple bystanders captured this moment, which shows how inappropriate conduct not only disregards the guard's role, but also the long-standing tradition and heritage being cherished.
What's up with people thinking they can get away with anything? The guard isn't having any of it. The moment this guy steps out of line, the guard steps right in with that intense stare and a loud...
Here's another example that showed a woman standing right in front of the guard, arguing loudly with her group. The guard did not tolerate anyone who blocked their path, and when she did not step aside, he walked through without hesitation. By maintaining their composure, guards highlight how crucial it is to carry out their duties with the highest respect in any kind of situation.
Bye-bye!
This fool clearly didn't read the don't.
In an obvious attempt to push limits, one daring tourist reached for a guard's ceremonial sword. The guard gave her a strong "do not touch" warning as her hand got close. Her face went from delight to humiliation in a flash as she recoiled in surprise. This prompt reaction served as a reminder to her and the gathered crowd that such behavior would not be accepted. In an effort to spark a response, another Karen tried to obstruct a guard's route during a procession. The guard pushed forward without hesitation, forcing her to move aside. In addition to emphasizing his duties, the guard's prompt action left others silently in awe of his dedication. One persistent woman couldn't resist petting a Kingsguard's horse, ignoring both posted warnings and attempts to guide her away. She repeatedly stroked and even tried to kiss the horse, despite clear signs that animals on duty should not be touched. After several warnings, the guard finally yelled, "Get off the rein," which startled her. Bystanders looked on in shock, realizing how seriously the guards take their duties. A particularly confrontational Karen found herself in a standoff with a guard after standing directly in his path. She claimed to have a broken arm and refused to move aside, even holding a can of Pringles in defiance. The guard firmly commanded her to make way and gently used his arm to move her out of the path, prompting her to angrily shove the Pringles can back at him. The confrontation ended when a police officer intervened, but the woman's lack of respect left many in the crowd unsettled.
I'm a street agent from Ghana. Okay? And that's just proving it.
Another tourist went too far when she taunted a guard by repeatedly reaching out to touch his helmet. As she continued, the guard finally issued a sharp "step back" while shifting his position to prevent further attempts. The woman quickly backed off, realizing she'd crossed a line. The incident reminded onlookers of the boundaries visitors should respect when interacting with these soldiers. Now, from all these stories, we see the same theme across them all, and that is that the Royal Guards demand respect from everyone they come into contact with because they are symbols of authority, discipline, and tradition. This demonstrates the distinct boundaries established by the Royal Guards and teaches those who dispute it a fast lesson in humility. These stories show that while the Royal Guards maintain their silence and composure, they are quick to enforce the boundaries of their role. Karens who ignore the decorum around the guards often learn that respect is not optional in their presence. Thank you for watching. If you'd like to see more stories like these, click on the left for a previous video. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.